Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Baby and I'm here to take a video, and today's video is also going to teach you how to be better at conversations and skills. Okay, so in this video I'm going to teach you about how to become better at conversation with a technique we call FORD or FORD. Okay, this technique will really help you if you are shy, if when you meet people for the first time you don't know what to say, if you feel very uncomfortable at parties or in meetings or any social events. Okay, this is great technique, trust me. Even if you are amazing at socializing, this video can still really help you even improve more than what you already can do. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is we use forth as a way of small talk. Okay, so what is a small talk? Mm, Small talk is the type of conversation we have with people we don't know well or strangers also. In this time, so you might make small talk with your neighbors, you might make small talk with your boss, you might make small talks with your colleagues. Maybe if you are, going to coffee shop, you might make small talk with store clerk. So you make small talk with people you don't know well, and it's just a way to make people feel comfortable in conversation and to create a connection with people. Okay. So a lot of conversation is small talk. If anyone has ever talked to you about the weather, sports, all sorts of different topics, these are usually small talk topics. So again, you might make small talk at parties, in elevators, at meetings, even if you are taking English classes, you will probably make small talk there as well. Okay, so how do we get good at small talk? What do we talk about when we don't know how to talk? Well, that is where forts come in. Fort is a technique which will help you what to talk about when you really have no idea. So maybe you will think like that. What should I talk about? Or maybe it's just a bunch of question marks in your head. It's totally silent and it's awkward. So how can we fix this situation? Well, four stands for things. F stands for family. You can talk about family, and I'm going to give you some great questions you can use to ask somebody's family. O stands for occupation or job. I'm going to give you some great questions about occupation that you can ask somebody you don't know well to keep the conversation going also. R stands for recreation. This is like hobbies, sports, movies, Netflix, TV. Okay. So I'm going to give you some great questions for hobbies or recreation. And finally, D. D stands for dreams. This is when you ask about their future goals or something they want to do also. This doesn't dreams mean to talk about when you go to sleep if you have some that dreams. I am not talking about that. I am talking about your dreams in life. What are your goals? Okay. So using the four technique will make you better at small talk also. So now let's look at some specific question you can ask. You are socializing with somebody who you do not know that well. Okay. So again, the beginning F in the fourth stands for family. Family is a great thing to talk about, but remember to keep it light and easy, please. Okay? You want to talk about things people are comfortable with. So don't ask them any private questions, like, oh, is it true so and so cheated and so and so? No, 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 please. Keep it light, simple, and easy, and also share about your own family too, okay? That is also very important. You don't want to sound like weird. Okay, that's not cool. You want to have a conversation, so each time they say something, you can say something also about yourself. So keep it so balanced, kind of balance. Okay, okay. So one easy question you can talk about: where are you from originally? Okay, where are you from? Are you from Tokyo? Are you from Istanbul? Are you from New York? Where are you from? This question is great because you can really talk about the difference between your cities and, maybe some of your experiences growing up. Similarly, where did you grow up also? A lot of people have moved a lot. So maybe they were born in this city and then they moved to another city. So that is also another interesting question for them. Do you still have family there also? Do you still have family in Turkey? Do you still have family in Istanbul? Okay. How did you meet your girlfriend? Or how did you meet your boyfriend? How did you meet your husband? How did you meet your wife? How did you meet your partner? Okay, even your friend also. So this is a great question because it makes the other person tell a story, and usually the stories are quite interesting, so this will make the conversation a bit longer, which is good. Okay, so do you have any brothers, or do you have any sisters, or do you come from a big family, or do you come from a small family? This is a great opener because then people can talk about their cousins, their uncles, their aunts, what it's like to grow up in a big family, or maybe they grow up in a small family, and you can compare your stories. Okay, if you grow up in a small family, maybe you always wondered what it was like to grow up in a big family. Okay, so it's a great way to show similarities and differences in a big family, small family. How is your family? So if you have met the person before, you can ask them this also. How is your family? How are they doing? Okay, if the person has children, people love talking about their kids usually. How are your children also? Okay, how are your children doing? How old are your children? These questions are really good to ask. Cool. Finally, some people might not have children, or maybe they have different types of family. In this position, maybe you are on elevator and you see they have a dog, and also they love to talk about their pets. You will ask, "What's your dog's name? How old is your dog?" All of these questions really cool, and then I will tell you some another better conversation skills, like just only family members. And then the second one, I told you before, is occupation, or which stands there for occupation. Okay, and I will teach you some great questions for occupation. What is occupation first? Well, usually when we talk about occupation, we are talking about jobs or careers, or sometimes, even education. It's pretty much what you are doing to either make money or, towards a career, although it doesn't always have to be. So we like to talk about occupation because people know about what they are doing. Mm, they know about their job, they know about their school jobs. It's good because it makes the person comfortable to talk. So again, that's the purpose of small talk. We are trying to keep the person feeling so comfortable. Now, the question I like to ask people the most is, what is your job? Because sometimes it's awkward, people do not have a job, or sometimes they are between jobs. It happened to me once. The person had just lost their job that day, and it was very awkward, not comfortable discussion after that. Okay, don't forget. So, what I prefer to ask is, what is keeping you busy these days? Okay, this way, this gives the person the freedom to talk about the future. Maybe they have a lot to say about work and don't have a job, maybe, but talk about a project they are working on, something interesting they are doing with spending his time or her time, or I think this is actually the best small talk question. What is keeping you busy these days? Okay, don't forget. And after they, talk about what's keeping them busy, you can ask a follow-up question. Oh, that is interesting, really. How did you get involved? How did you started in that? Okay, if it is work, how did you get involved in that company? Okay, so this is a good follow-up question also. You can also, if they are talking about their job, you can ask them, how long have you been in your field? you know and maybe they have been doing what they are in 5 times in well, 10 times what's the best part of your job also, or if they are a student, what is the best part of your course, what do you like the best. So it's good get people to talk about what they really like. Okay, this is very, very important. In Western culture, we do not like talking about money. Okay, in other cultures, maybe it's okay, but in Western culture, it's considered impolite or really little rude. Okay, so if somebody tells you, "Oh yes, I'm a doctor," and you really want to know, well, how much money do you make? You cannot ask that. Okay, no questions on money, no questions on salary, please. Even if you are really want to know, you can't really ask that. Okay, so again, no talk on money, no talk on salary. Okay, great. So now let's look at the art from the fourth, recreation. Okay, so recreation. When we talk about recreation, what we are really talking about is things we do for fun. Usually hobbies, interests, anything you really like to do for fun. So the key here is when you talk about recreation, what you are really trying to do is you are trying to find similarities with the other person. Okay, so for example, if you like soccer or football, does the other person like that too? Okay, if you really like Game of Thrones and you are, really watching it all the time, does this other person have that similarity? Are they the same? How are you similar? So this is great for really bringing people together. A lot of times people really like talking about interests and hobbies, so this can get somebody to open up. Okay, so the question I would ask is, so what do you do for fun? What do you do for fun? This leaves it wide open, and the person may will tell you, I like sailing, I like watching soccer, or and I'm a huge soccer fan. Maybe, who knows? And then you can ask them a bunch of follow-up questions and keep the conversation going. You can ask them, do you play in sports? Do you play in sports? Have you seen any good movies recently or any good TV shows? I know in Turkey people really like talking about Netflix as well as, different type of TV shows and movies. It comes up a lot in conversations. So, if you are living in Turkey, it's good one to use. And I think in other countries, also other places have. You can also ask another follow-up question, you like snowboarding maybe, and then how did you become interested in that? Tell me the story. How did you become interested in snowboarding? You can talk about music. Did you hear Radiohead's new album? Did you hear Tarkan's new album, Taylor Swift? So you can talk about music. There's so many different things you can talk about. One tip about this too, think about, please remember I said you want to share about yourself and you want to talk about yourself too. When you talk about recreation, make sure you are not taking over the conversation. This is really so important, okay? And for example, if you love soccer and somebody asks you these questions, make sure you don't keep the focus on soccer for the next hour. Okay, make sure that it's a conversation because you are both asking each other questions and pay attention to the cues. Maybe somebody wants to talk a little bit and some, but not for the whole time. Okay, so when you talk about recreation, it's really good, but also pay attention to what you are saying about yourself. All right, so now the last one is D. Okay, D stands for dreams also, and it's really so important for this video. Dreams is the last one, but and also dreams not only just you have sleep and have a bad dreams also, not just only for your goals. When I talk about dreams, what I am really talking about is motivations and goals. What do you want to do in your life also? Okay, so again, I'm talking about the dreams you have when you sleep. No, usually those don't make the greatest small talk. Okay, so these are your goals in life. Okay, so one thing I want to say before we get into in these questions is small talk uh, can be a great opportunity to learn about other people. Okay, so I recommend smile during small talk because that will make that connection cool. Listen, instead of being so focused on stress and, oh my God, what if I make a mistake with my English? Or, oh no, there's a silence. Sometimes it's nice just to focus on what the other person is saying. Okay? Enjoy it. Learn about, okay, that what motivates them, what is their, what are their dreams. This can be very interesting things to learn about. So smile, please, listen and learn. Okay, so when we talk about dreams, you can talk about short-term dreams or long-term dreams. Okay, it's important. For example, the summer. Any plans for the summer? It's a short-term dream. Are you going anywhere this summer? What are you going to do? So that's kind of short-term goals. I found people love talking about travel, so I found that when you talk about travel, it can really open up conversation. It's important. Try it. So if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? Okay. So what are your top three countries to visit? Have you been to any countries before? Maybe. Is this your first trip? People really like talking about where they want to travel, okay, what they want to do. It really excites them. Trust me. You can also talk about if somebody's been talking about a project, or maybe they have been talking about their job, maybe they are a student and they have been talking about TOEFL or university or a course they are taking, or mm, maybe maybe there's just somebody who is being making something, somebody who likes to paint and they've been painting, or taking photos or things. You can ask them about their projects. What will you do once you finish this project? Okay. What will you do once you finish the IELTS? What will you done once you finish this book? Okay. Maybe you will ask also about the future. Is really good idea for dreams. If somebody talk about how they love watching movies or if they love reading books, you can ask them, what do you want to read next? What do you want to watch next? If somebody's online watching a lot of movies, what is next in your list of things to watch? So talking about people's dreams is really great way to connect people, and it will make the conversation more interesting than just talking about the weather. Okay? So I hope you found this video useful. Again, fourth stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. By knowing this will make you better at a small talk, and you won't talk just about weather. Okay? You can talk about family, occupation, recreation, and dreams also. And it's really pretty sounds cool. Okay, I want to share something special for me. Please, if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. And if you like or if you do not like my first video, please below write in comments. I will really have to be very fantastic, cool, and take care until this next time. Bye bye.